how many X you have grown your salary?
It's more than 5x because I
Wow!
come from EdTech.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a lot of biasness around it. I would have not been in sales, SaaS sales.
So you raised 5x in just 3 years, right? From the
Yeah.
salary you are getting into EdTech, and now it's, if I can little bit say, it's more than 20 lakh a package, right? So
First of all, most of the SDRs I see are male. Even if when I go in meetups, I most of the time meet male SDRs. Because you are a woman, आपका ना कोई prospect call नहीं cut करेगा. It's a bullshit.
most of the hard work you have to do even before making a call or sending an email. So most of the content which is out there are gimmick, and most of the content for engagement. It's not the real content, right? It's not the real work which they are doing.
Oh, don't let me stop there.
Let's go for it. Okay, hello everyone. So इंट्रोडक्शन मैं नहीं दूंगा क्योंकि नेहल ने ऑलरेडी मेरे साथ एक वीडियो बना रखा है. हम लोग 2 साल के बाद वापस से पॉडकास्ट कर रहे हैं. अगर वो पॉडकास्ट नहीं देखा है तो लिंक कहीं आ रहा होगा आई बटन पे, किधर होता है, जिधर भी होता है, आप जाके देख लेना. सुपर वीडियो. दैट वीडियो इज अबाउट हाउ यू कैन गेट into SaaS from any other EdTech or something like that. वो वीडियो बहुत वेल डिस्क्राइब्ड अच्छे से बनी हुई है एंड आप जाके देख सकते हो. आज नेहल आफ्टर 2 years what has been changed?
Lot of things have changed. I was back then talking about how I shifted to SaaS. Now I would talk about how I've spent my 2.5 years. But I'm happy to be here again.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to have this kind of reviews podcast jahan pe I want to talk ki how was the journey, going so far, because there are people who are transitioning into SaaS, but they're not talking that what exactly different they are facing, क्या चल रहा है, क्या नहीं चल रहा है, and you're the perfect person for that. So सबसे पहले ये बताओ कि क्या different रहा SaaS में बाहर से आके?
I think one thing which doesn't change is you do sales. While I entered, I saw a lot of jazz around it, but then I got to know that was salesy at the end of the day. But your mindset change, adaptability to things change, judging the customers change, because there the sales cycles are very very small, of 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Here it's 3 months, 4 months, and sometimes I closed my one of the deal after 15 months as well. So long journeys, and a lot of pipelines to build. So I think only the fundamental stays same. I think the processes are quite different, and the way you are interacting with your customers, the personas change a lot, where you need to actually be more consultative in selling rather than just selling a product overall. So I think it's a 360-degree change when I talk about that, how I want to sell my SaaS product or in B2B sales as well. So I think it's way different, but it's not something you cannot do it if you come from other background.
What are the things you have to learn a lot? I mean, just you have to focus a lot to change in yourself.
I think you never have to stop prospecting. Very, very important part. I think in my initial, months, I had enough pipeline. I was like, chalo, is quarter ho jayega. I'll give some time. Then I start prospecting. But boom, after 3 months, all the client says, abhi nahi hoga. I'll take it next quarter. I don't have a budget. And then I'm not left with pipeline. So I have to continuously do prospecting. I don't know at what time my customer wants my product, or my ICP wants my product. I have to search them all around on LinkedIn, everywhere. I have to nudge them all the time if something is new in my product, or if something is evolving in their ecosystem as well. So I think prospecting is one of the thing which you need to do it. Even if when I was managing team, I was still doing it, because you have to do it. It doesn't change irrespective of being an SDR, irrespective of being an A into the market as well.
Do you feel like there's any kind of biasness out there in SaaS for people who are coming from outside?
Oh, don't let me stop there.
Let's go for it.
I mean, there is.
Okay.
When I joined, how afraid I was to go into SaaS, because I thought कि सब कुछ different होगा, मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगी शायद, because I come from edtech background, and how I would cope up things. I think most of the thing was just because there's a lot of jazz on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
When I actually started doing it, when I just learned the entire processes or how we need to do B2B SaaS sales, I think I was more confident around it. But yeah, there is a lot of biasness around it. I would have not been in sales, SaaS sales. My manager took a leap of faith in the way I showed my intent of how I want to switch, or how um, adaptable nature I have to take a change in the market as well, or maybe what kind of intent I have and how responsible I would be. She took a leap of faith and she told me that, it's fine if you don't have experience, we can take you and see where I am today. But most of the people don't get that chance. Right now, I see a lot of my friends stuck in edtech or insurance or any other, markets. I see they have, a lot of potentials. They're very hardworking. They're trying to switch, but they're not getting that right platform or right organizations to switch as well. I know a lot of people talk around on LinkedIn that, if you're from edtech, we'll take you, but they don't take it because they get thousands of resumes itself from people who are in it's SaaS. They wanted to switch, so their priority is never someone who's coming from edtech. They're just restricting themselves from getting good SDR as well. I think there is a lot of biasness. I won't deny that at all. Even if people listening this would have different opinion, but I've experienced it. I know there is a lot of biasness, and nothing can change this.
Right. And it's hard to find people who don't, really care about where you're coming from. But most of the people do care. And it's okay that because they also have some kind of target expectation and they don't really want to invest on people who are outside the industry, right? Okay, you're about to change a job, or maybe people who are watching this video, Nehal, might have already joined a new company, right? Would you like to little bit give an idea that in 3 years, how many X you have grown your salary? नंबर मत बताना हमें जलन हो जाएगी
It's more than 5x because I
वाह!
come from edtech.
Yeah.
And you know how edtech works. Fixed are very very low, variables are higher. Even SaaS has that criteria, but they give decent amount of fixed salary as well. While I started it, it was not that great because I was switching it. But in 6 months of time, when I was doing good, my manager was very kind enough to come and tell me that, you deserve this. This is where you, and after that, it's a good journey itself.
Again on this part, right? There are so many people who ask me that should I take a pay cut from EdTech or something like that, right? Should I join at lower salary from my previous job because I was getting this much, this much? What's your take on that?
I think any edtech doesn't give higher salary than any SaaS companies right now. If you have 1-2 years of experience, I had a very strict thing in my mind that even if they don't give me higher than what I have right now, I'll take it. But lower than that, I'll not take it. And I think if you give interview which is valuable enough, they would be okay to match your current requirement. I don't think they would go below that because you come from edtech. Itna bhi zyada nahi hai. They would give it if have good skills, or if they see that you are a good SDR for them. So I think I started at the same pay scale. Then after 6 months, I got a good raise, and then after year and year so on. So I think we should start with same pay scale if we get it, not lower than that. And if you get above than that, then that's 1% of the SDRs who switch, they get it.
So you raised 5x in just 3 years, right? From the
Yeah.
salary you are getting into EdTech. And now it's, if I can little bit say, it's more than 20 lakh a package, right? So and you
Yeah,
don't have to say yes and no, but okay. You're smile saying all the things, but yeah, right. What are the things which you did, which made you so much successful in as a SDR?
so 2-3 things didn't change from edtech itself. One, that I have a very good intent. If I start my day, if I end my day, I know I have to work. There is no laziness around in a day when I do job. So I know कि मेरा intent हमेशा रहेगा. Second is that I have to understand that I'm going to different background. I need to learn a lot. And any day in my mind, it shouldn't be like that I know everything. I used to talk with ample amount of people in a day, used to go to a lot of meetups which were happening, used to see a lot of videos, even if after I joined, because market is so much evolving, there is a lot of competition, there are STRs who are waiting for the job as well. So you don't want that the job which I've got with such hard work should go away to another SDR as well. So I think that's one thing. And third is adaptability, because your sales cycles or maybe the way you sell is going to change 360-degree. How fast you adopt that, and how fast you can accept that this is the change which I have, I need to accept it and I need to work around it now. Maybe my quarter one will not perform how I was performing in EdTech, or was doing more than 100% all the time. It will not happen over here. And anyone who says that they have completed their 100% target entire year is lying. I know that. So I have to accept the fact that I have to be always prepared for my coming months, and I have to build a long term cycle. So I think readiness to accept the change, your intent, discipline of working, because when you come from edtech na, you do a lot of you do a lot of work, but that is a lot of I would say not in a smart way. So you are spending mornings in 9 to 10. That's how edtech works, right? Even on Saturdays, Sundays. But that will not be B2B SaaS. You would have limited time. Saturday, Sundays are off, so you don't have to get carried away there, that maybe I'm
Hmm.
getting a lavish life or lavish job. No, you have to utilize your time to become a better SDR day on day. So that's also one of the thing.
And what are the stuff you were learning so much, right? Right now, everyone trying to go behind the AI and blah 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 blah, right? But I don't think. I mean, there's so much need of knowing everything which is out there, right? So, what are the things which was you learning and you are trying to learn in terms of tools or maybe skills and whatever it is?
So I have 2 3 prospecting tools. I use Navigator. I have one or two tools for understanding my emailing, because I was new to this entire setup. So, and I use AI for very limited purpose, just for the purpose of prospecting, or somewhere I'm missing out if someone got funding, or if someone have switched the job or something like that. I'll tell you why. Because when I joined, I got to know about a lot of tools in the market. Everyone was talking about, you use this for video animations, you use this for sending your videos, AI. I got so overwhelmed that sometimes I'm not able to understand that मैं कहाँ कौन से प्लेटफॉर्म से कौन सा इंफॉर्मेशन पिक करूं. So now I know that I have very limited tools, two tools for prospecting, for one in the market and for a outside market. I have Navigator. I have, AI for very small purposes. Mainly, I'm very active on LinkedIn's, or, on platforms which they post around who got funding and so on. But I don't use a lot of tools. And I think you can still win it. You just have to keep an eye on your prospect, that what they're doing on day-to-day basis, or what kind of posts they are reacting. If I target 10 prospects in a day, also if I understand their entire LinkedIn, from the college background they come by, what kind of posts they are liking, where they are commenting, I think you will utilize your almost day by doing that. So when you add a lot of tools onto that, you'll get more confused, that where to look around and what. So very limited tools, but entire usage of my ways of doing SDR thing and so on.
And that's very rightly said that don't have to use multiple tools. Even I don't use lots of multiple tools, right? I know so many tools, but I hardly use more than 5 or 6 tools, and that's really okay because right now there's so many tools out there which can take care of your 4 or 5 works, right? Use one that, and there's the one data which says most of the SaaS underutilized. They are only utilized by 60 or 70%, right? So at least if even if you are able to utilize 100% of any tool, you'll be able to do much better than any other people out there, right?
100%. And I think there is everyone building in Delhi has one SaaS company. I don't know. what is happening, but everyone I see is either being at a higher position in SaaS or has a SaaS startup or other startups and so on. So there is a lot of competition there. I think when you choose the right prospecting or any other tool for you, you win. You don't have to look around to any other tool till the time you feel that it's been years I'm losing this and I'm saturated. I need to see if something is not getting fulfilled in that tool for me. I would look out for option, or else I don't want to, because every other competition is similar things. I don't want to again go to the process of finding a new tool and waste my time over there. So that's how basic thing I follow.
That's really nice. Nehal, I also wanted to know what are the challenges you face as a being a female in SaaS sales.
First of all, most of the SDRs I see are male. Even if when I go in meetups, I most of the time meet male SDRs. I don't think that female SDRs are not there, but somewhere they are not there in the limelight. That's what I feel, because I've
Hmm.
been to a lot of meetups in Delhi, but I don't see them that often. I really really wish that they come out, because it's quite challenging as a female to be an SDR. It's not a cakewalk. A lot of time I heard from people that because you are a woman, आपका ना कोई prospect call नहीं cut करेगा. It's a bullshit. Why won't they cut it if I'm a female? Indian market में आओ, I'm there in India market, they literally cut it. वो नहीं सुनते हैं. They sometimes even get offended while listening to a woman. It's not like that. It's quite challenging as well. And you know uh, a woman can understand a woman problem also much better. I'm not saying that we have to discuss on our personal lives and so on, but even professionally also, men and women are wired differently. There is no as such as someone is higher lower. I don't believe in this bullshit. I think that the way we are wired, the kind of questions we have can be easily understood also. So I think if more female SDRs come out and are there in the meetups, I think a lot of things can be solved as well. But most of the time, I hear that you get more meetings because you are a woman. No, it's not like that.
Hmm. And
It's way.
and that's true. Similar thing which I am facing, and I'm trying to uplift lots of women, right? So I always try to get the women's out there, and because it's not only SaaS, it's in sales, right? I
Yeah.
hardly see people who are into sales. They are coming from opposite gender, right? And I don't know why they themselves. Sorry to say this, but they themselves don't wanted to uplift, and they don't wanted to make their career in sales, right? Because sales already tagged as a male dominant job, which I feel
Mm.
like it's not true, especially in SaaS, because SaaS is not about feminism or masculinity, because it's always come with a brain and you have to be punctual, you have to be straight, you have to be more understandable about the market, industry and tools. But women's out there are really not liking to come out and talk and share experiences and not even wanted to work. So that's the challenge. uh I don't
So
know.
I've seen a lot of female, my friends only in sales who have shifted. I think one of the common factors I identify when I talk with them that why you have shifted to operations, or one of the reason is that because of their personal lives as well. Due to lot of women still in the same cycle they are living right now, how they were. The changes are very normal for men. I feel that still, because I come from that background as well. That's one. But the most common answer I hear is that I'm not able to manage the pressure. You really have to have a thick skin. It is irrespective of gender. If you are a male or if you are a female, you have a thick skin. You need to have a thick skin in sales. If you have that, no gender can go away. I mean, it's all about having a thick skin. So mujhe lagta hai that when you don't have that, you give a lot of importance to your at the moment emotions which happen due to pressure. I think you tend to give up easily. But when you take it as a one day at a time, or this is a part of the process, I need to stick to it, I think fruits are very great at the end of the day.
And it's also funny, right, when women are saying it's very there's so much pressure. I mean, They women's are one who's taking too much pressure. They are giving birth, and it's the most, I feel like that's the most painful thing. And managing a pressure in sales, it's very, because see, if you see a structure of a woman, right, even they have a target to make sure the family is getting ready, people are going out, the kids are getting, studied and all sorts of things. So there are targets, and they're not able to manage the target of a company. That's very weird. But yeah, any which ways, let's move on to next part, right, which I really wanted to talk to someone who is there and making good in SaaS coming from outside, right? Is it really crazy, like the way people are talking on LinkedIn? Is it really worth it to be in SaaS sales coming from outside?
I mean, I have a very different opinion. I now feel that it is one kind of sales. Like we have insurance sales, EdTech sales. It's a SaaS sales. Definitely, it's worth having in SaaS, but it is not at as if that it is only worth having in sales. I don't see any post on LinkedIn from past 2 months of all of this shit because they have, they have made it around in such a way that this is the only cool thing you have it, or else you're not in a cool position. Most of the times I see that there are certain people who are in other backgrounds as well. They feel quite pressured that, hum saas mein nahi, I think we should try it because it's quite cool. I tell them that no, it's not like that. It's just that maybe things are quite different. If you like it, you stay. If you don't like it, go back. I have one of my friend who was, working in Vedantu, who was at a very senior position in sales. He, shifted to SaaS sales, and he stayed there for a year. When I joined after 3 4 months, he also joined, but he shifted back again to real estate. I mean, he was totally not enjoying it. So if you don't enjoy it, it's not for you. I mean, it's quite challenging. It will uplift a lot of skills in you. It will give you a lot of patience, which most of the people doesn't have. Even I didn't have when I joined, and now I see that sales cycles are so long. So it's there, but it's not that jazzy how it is there on LinkedIn. Anyone who's watching it, I want to say it's not that jazzy. So please don't fall for that trap.
Yeah, it's not about SaaS, it's about having a good lifestyle like me
Yeah.
and enjoying the process.
Yeah, I mean, you can have it in EdTech also. If you have it, please do it.
Yeah, I mean, see, so I have a same concept, right? It's not what exactly you are doing. It's like how you are doing it, right? You should enjoy it. If you're able to enjoy, you will make it anywhere. There's so many profession out there. It's like art. Sales is not a job, it's a art. It's a profession where you have to practice the art, right? You have to be artist, you have to be too much into it, then you'll enjoy it and then you will make it, right? If you'll be just working for work and salary, again you'll keep shouting and talking about your manager, your company, and then after 2 or 3 years you'll switch a job, and then again you'll switch a job, then EMI will come up, then you'll get married, then you'll have a kid, and then you'll ask your kid to not join sales because you had a pathetic life in sales. And this goes on. So you have to treat it as an art, practice the art, be the best artist, and then do wonders in your way. So that's definitely there. Neil, what one thing which you would not like to do, which you already did it in SaaS sales in last 3 years? If I
Doing
let me rephrase it again. So if you wanted to switch again in SaaS sales, suppose you are coming from other background, but you have a knowledge of SaaS now, right? 2.5 years now. If you will come to SaaS, what you will not do which you did it?
I think I was not that prepared while I was interviewing. I think one of the most important factors. If you remember, I told you that I gave so many interviews and then I just got selected for one. I was happy at that time, but when I look back now, 2.5 years back, I felt that I didn't did that much of research. When I give SaaS interviews now my ratio of giving interviews to getting selected is way higher. It's more than 75% right now because I gave interviews past as well. But I think you need to give a lot of importance to understanding that company, doing research about that company, what that ICP is, what kind of mails would you form if you are there in the market, or what kind of selling they would require. So research is something I didn't did that much. at that time, where I felt that they were not that impressed, and I should be prepared. Uh, in my time, 2.5 years back, they gave me a normal example related to edtech where I need to solve it. It's quite easy, but what if they give me an example to do the role play of not EdTech, but some another organization? How prepared I would be. So your fundamentals of how to do consultative selling, thinking on the spot, that what kind of ICPs they would require, or what kind of questions I need to ask. You need to do a lot of research around it. So researching is one of the important factor which everyone should do it. Right now, when I get 5 to 10 messages in a day from folks that they want to shift from edtech to SaaS, they're not able to do it. My 2 cents to them is that make your resume very open for them. They don't have time to go through thousands of resumes. A lot of things happens through AI, so you need to make your resumes according to company, right? You cannot stick to one resumes. And second, you need to do a lot of research. They feel that I was good at communication, I did best efforts, but still I didn't got selected. That's not how it's going to work. If you want to break that barrier, it would be more tough for you. So you need to be prepared for that. You have folks to ask around. You post a lot of videos around it. Most of the help I got during my interviews, I was talking to you so much at the time. So I think you have folks around you. You don't talk to people, you just have to crib around it, that why I'm not getting selected. But can you go back one step and understand that how my process was, rather than cribbing about the end result? They don't do that. So I think
Hmm.
researching and thinking on the spot at the time, how quick you can be with good answers, and more quality answers, is to think, which I didn't did at that time.
Okay, let's go back to another, previous talk which you were talking about, right? Your friend, right, who left the SaaS, right? We are only talking about people who wanted to come into SaaS, right? What's about the people who are leaving the SaaS? We have seen, right? I have also seen so many people are leaving SaaS and going somewhere else, right? Why they're leaving SaaS?
I did ask him that, what was the reason. I am enjoying it. I'm there in from past 2.5 years. I still ask him. He's like, I don't know. I don't have that much amount of patience to get an answer from a client. And second, he told me that maybe I'm okay with working too much in a day, but the result should be quick. This is the most common answer I heard. Rest, they said that maybe they don't want to deal with the ICPs. They deal with like co-founders or so. They're okay with talking however they want to, just get out of sales. I mean, consultative selling is not for them. But mainly I heard the answer that they don't have that amount of patience to go through that cycle. And I think he was from a very senior position as well, so he actually required a lot of transition. So they were not ready to do that at that time, and that's okay if they find happiness in doing edtech or real estate or any other sales.
Hmm.
But yeah, no one talks about it. Everyone talks about how they want to switch, but no one
Hmm.
talks about that how people are also living in
Right.
the SaaS world.
Right. And I also wanted to go deeper in this, right? So I was looking at the patterns because I also hired lots of people and they left and they, moved out of SaaS, right? Not even SaaS, the people are moved out of sales also, right? So I realized one thing, that in SaaS, most of the hard work you have to do even before making a call or sending an email. In other industry, you are just getting the deals, you're getting the numbers, you're getting the email, and you are doing the work after that. So people have a mindset that my sales cycle start when I'm making a call or sending an email, but in SaaS it start way before that.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
I think that's absolutely correct. Right timing, when to call around, or do I, understanding the company's background, do I have to directly call to maybe head of marketing or to the marketing manager? Taking that wise decision where you would get a meeting is very much important. Also, to understand who is the decision maker. Generally, that doesn't happen in B2C industries as well. Here, you need to keep a lot of factors in mind, researching about uh, is company doing well, they are in losses, or they're getting funding. Lot of the questions, are they going any major transition, sometimes you see that that person has stayed in an organization for 6 years, but they leave. When you call them, they say that, hey, I've just left the organization. So what kind of questions you're gonna ask? Who you gonna ask to refer in the same organization? Till date, sometimes I feel uh, you know I'm not okay calling as well sometimes, like if I want to lift a call and call it, it happens till date, but you have to get that courage. You have to, have all the information. So whatever information they ask me, I have it on my mind. Specifically, this happens in, enterprise accounts. Like, they're going to ask about maybe the competitor client you have or what you're going to do. They ask very rapid fire questions. Like, I was handling to digital marketers. They ask, hey, have you handled this set of large budgets as well? What kind of our set of clients do you have? They can ask anything. So I think your main game starts when you pick that account, or maybe you decide to pick that account also.
Hmm.
That, hey, I want to pick this. Okay, so it's quite challenging. We feel that we only do 15-20 calls, but most of the time goes in researching part or prospecting part, or writing good emails to them, maybe sending them customized emails or customized case studies and so on. So it's you require a lot of patience. It's not something that you have to stick the same questions to the client. This happens in B2B. Take me, that you are selling it to 11th, 12th grade or 7th, 8th grade. You have to ask same questions to their parents. It's nothing extraordinary. It's just that you're going to decide that you're going to speak in English, Hindi, Gujarati, or which other language. But nothing else change.
That's true, and I feel like that's the difficult part, So in SaaS, cold calling is not the difficult part. Doing research about cold calling, whom to call, when to call, what to say, what kind of question you are going to ask, what ICP you are calling, what kind of persona you are calling, all sort of things take too much courage to understand, and that's the difficult part. And most of the people are getting failed there, not in the call, not in the cold email, not in the after sale, after calling and after finalizing the demo part, even way before that. And no one is putting out these things out there. Everyone's talking about you should do this kind of call. They're making videos
Yeah.
on doing the calls, right?
And I did this much call, I got 0 meetings, but Friday I did 4 calls and I got 4 meetings. Bullshit. It doesn't work that way. So please, it's gonna be way different. Yeah, one time it may work that I did 3 calls, I got a meeting, but it's 0.1% possibility. Why people don't talk about the raw challenges which someone is
Mm,
facing? I feel that a lot, because I've transitioned and I'm building everything from scratch. I feel this a lot, that this raw things should be out there in the market. And I don't even take those posts into consideration, because I work in India market. So both of them are also way 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 different. Nothing is
mm.
going to work what you are doing there in my market also. So it's I feel that after a certain point of time, you need to speak to, someone who's there in the same industry from a longer period of time, I mean, from with a good experience. I do take out time to talk to them, but I don't really refer nowadays to post or anything, because your experience will shape you better after a certain point of time, rather than, comparing yourself on media with other folks.
Yeah, one more thing which I really wanted to give the reality check to all the people, right? Most of the people who are creating content on LinkedIn, now they easily understand what is the algorithm of LinkedIn. Earlier it was hard to understand. Now it's easy to understand. Even if you go through my LinkedIn post, it's my job to make sure that people are engaging on my LinkedIn content. So you can easily find out that which kind of content which I'm writing, which can give me the more engagement. So I'm putting about things which is more common, more well constructed content, so people can engage and comment and all sort of things. So most of the content which is out there are gimmick, and most of the content for engagement. It's not the real content, right? It's not the real work which they are doing. So that's
Yeah, I mean, I don't see good post in my feed itself. Even if I don't react to the post which talks about AI or which talks about politics or religion or anything, still I get the same post. Most of the time, the posts which are there in my feed is all around, hey, I did this set of cold calling, this comment. Yes, I'll share you the link. If you are there on LinkedIn to post content, you have to give your strategy out there. If you want to give, you do not have to do it that comment yes, I'll share you the link. I have so much frustration around those posts. I've tried one two times texting them as well. They send me the promotional messages, sometimes they share the basic frameworks. It's all about getting just tractions. I think if you want to post content, just post it, give it out to people back in the industry. Don't do this stuff.
I'll not do that for sure.
You don't
Next
do
time
that.
onward.
Most of the time you don't do that, but I see a lot of posts around, they just do that, and I feel that either you give it or you don't give it. Don't do this, because then you see that there are 100, 150 comments on that post as well. And yeah, I just feel quite frustrated seeing that entire ecosystem. So that's how LinkedIn has been these days. It's not that authentic how it used to be some years back, where people were actually posting good content and they were getting tractions. We used to identify good SDRs. Now I really don't identify good SDRs or maybe A's in the market, because I don't see those content. I only see content which is not made for LinkedIn.
True that. True that. Nehal, I really want to ask one last question, which is very much important. I feel like people should hear this out. If anyone wanted to get into SaaS sales, right, and they're not coming from SaaS background, right, and they got a job, right, what they should do in first 3 months?
They should forget their target in first 3 months. I feel I took so much of responsibility of my target that it was quite pressurizing, and I didn't understood that I need to understand the entire process. First 3 months is all about understanding the entire ecosystem, talk with more folks who are there in the organization, outside the organization, understanding the process, doing more and more cold calls, experimental emails, building up your sequences of emails, so that you can identify what's working for you, what's not working for you. Understanding more about the company, it's not only about asking meetings, right? It's also about how you know the product and so on. So I think first 3 months you should only give on understanding the processes and doing the practical work out there, because no matter how much information you gain it, till the time you don't pick up the call and do the call, or till the time you don't send the emails, it's not going to work out for you. So if you can understand the process in a quite good manner, and also do the practical work out there, I'm sure next quarter would be way 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 better for you. So I think that's what anyone could do, and not to take too much of pressure around it, because sometimes in pressure we are not able to get best out of it in out there as well. And not to compare around with other folks as well, because your journey is way different. You have to stick to your journey, and you have to make it better day by day. So I think it's one day at a time, understanding the process and doing the practical work out there.
Wow. Thank you so much, Nehal, for being with us once again. And we are looking forward to having one more podcast with you after 2.5 years when you'll have the 10x salary. So
I wish.
definitely will have it. But yeah, thank you so much, Nehal. Thank you so much for sharing this wonderful wisdom with us.
No problem. It was great talking with you again on the podcast. Definitely we talk outside as well, but again on the podcast.
Yeah, perfect.